Welcome back. Last time I tried to make a crystal, this time I'm going to try and make a sword, I think. Just a simple little shiv. Huh? What does this do? No, I just want to... I think the fire alarm's going to go off in a minute. That's going to be annoying. I'm saying that is because I can fucking smell something burning. No, wait a minute, that's not what I need to do. I need to grab these and extrude. There we go. Bit further, I think. Subdivide. Making Probably could have done that sooner, to be honest. That's it. This looks so weird. Okay, can I connect these two somehow? No. Okay, yep. Let's see. Here as well. There's a face here I don't want, I think. Okay, no, just a... Oh, I see the problem. Eat the face. One as well. Rid of it. Oh. Oh, I knew what I'm doing wrong. F. There we go. F. F. And F. There we go. And same on this side as well. Oh, hey Vid. I didn't see you were there because I didn't have the in ETS on the right. I didn't have Discord on the right bloody thing, so it wasn't saying any of your messages. Yeah, Vid's here now. Oh, you done much in Blender, Vid? Oh shit, automatically generated.
He said also I'm impressed that you've attempted some semblance of optimization.
I haven't. I've just tried to make it convenient to generate with. I know the shortcut to switch to those. Subdivide. Divide again, I think.
He said I mean getting rid of like unnecessary triangles. He said or trying to, that is.
Yep, trying to. That's pretty much all it is. You know if there's a shortcut to get to this edge here flat with these two? Good.
Said nope, there's like 800 hockeys. I actually have a book from like 2008.
A book? Didn't realise it was that old. Jesus. Alright, just let me look it up then.
Said John Blender. Said right next to my fucking *** object Pascal *** book.
Okay, so Blender, that's not...
Said that's a programming language that doesn't even really exist anymore. It came out around the same time as like Java and C++. Said also Delphi.
0. Okay.
Said trying to just flatten that whole octagon area.
Yeah, so I can extrude it into a hand... Hang on, what? Oh, it did do so! I was thinking, hey, why does this all look different now? So what happens if I do this now? S0. That's not what I want! Oh, I see. There's like several separate bloody vertices from the looks of it in one spot.
Said yep, that's merge.
That's strange, I can't move it. Okay, what happens if I get rid of this? Why, simple key. It does not now. Okay, and undo what I just did then, because that didn't do what I wanted it to. Let's try a different one. Ah, here we are. Only if I use Z instead of 0. SZ. That's not really what I wanted. Because all it... Oh, no, it's done it. Okay, then grab all of these, and it'll also do that one. SZ.
Said I think the front face of it is basically, yeah, it's not a subdivided face yet.
Why does that one rise? That's not selected. Yes, it is.
Said you're flattening. Said yeah.
There we go! And I wanted to do that last time, I just gave up before I could...
Said yeah, only the inner faces.
Right, now we just need to delete all of these faces, because I might as well try my best to make this optimized, despite the fact it's probably never going to be used for anything. Select. Go. Okay.
Said true. I was gonna say reminds me of that silly Kingsfield inspired indie game.
Oh, I didn't even realise I could press E to do that. You know what? I might as well give this a design. So I'm going to try and come up with a design for Cactair, the sword that I have in D&D. Who is Terak's sister, so it's got eyes.
Said yeah. I don't usually extrude stuff, Ironically, I kind of like the precision of just hand painting vertices.
It's times like this I wish I remembered to save the bloody description I have for Cactuar onto a Word document, but every single time
Said me fighting the urge to make a Final Fantasy enemy joke.
Go ahead then, mimic.
Said, or a capsule creature.
Capsule. No.
Said Cactuar, that's the guy who's a running cactus.
Oh. Yeah, I literally just pulled that name out of my arse when I was
said, and also there's a pocket man whose name is something similar.
I can't remember the last time I actually looked at for Cactuar. Oh, sorry, this can be the new flipping design. Main thing I recall in stating is that she's got 3 eyes on both sides, so she's got 6 in total. Although I might switch it so that she's got 3, with them being on the ends of the handle and 1 being
said character creation, roll 1d6 for number of eyes.
Okay then, is there a way for me to make this into an orb conveniently? Presumably by grabbing all of the subfaces, subdividing, rubbing that one, eat the face. Actually, no, I can probably just subdivide the con. No!
Said an orb. Dunno, that sounds more like fancy. Well, you could basically either attach an orb, or you can merge them to make a cone, which I assume you're doing now.
I don't know how to make it, how to add other things. Honest. Oh! I suppose that works.
Said, yeah, that's more advanced carving and stuff.
Can I just do this? Triangulate? Well, that doesn't look right, even remotely, does it? No. Interesting. I shrink this. No.
Said, this just makes me weebast think of the kendo swords that you train with.
I mean, when you point it out, yeah, that does make sense.
Said, like fencing, it's basically like the sport version.
Oh, I can see. So, no, not a circle. I'm just bloody blind. Sphere. Oh no, we're still on bloody scale. Whoops. So then, how doth I connect this then, Vid? Also, is there a way for me to wait a moment?
Said, and I forget what it's called, but basically there's the different martial arts style that is like the actually lethal version.
Oh! Nope, that's not what I want.
Said, oh yeah, a primitive. Yeah, there's a way to merge shapes somehow.
Okay, how do I use a bullet? Modify an object menu. Click the eyedropper. No, that's not gonna work. So I physically need these two to be connected.
Said Vertitia glued.
And lined up.
Said oh yeah, well that would help.
Is there a way for me to jump? Is this getting bigger or? Okay, no, I just somehow managed to grab a hold of one of the bombs. Oh, wait a moment. Is he alright? Oh, that's not going to. Oh! No, that just was.
Said you could chop the bottom off, but I think the logic for merging shapes is smart enough, you don't have to worry. It asterisk usually asterisk works fine.
Is it an object? Alt G. Okay, let's try that. Alt G. Alt G. Is it talking about a different alt? No.
Said with really complicated shapes it can get a bit goofy, but for this it'll be fine. Said grid.
Okay, and I'll just chop the bottom off then. Like that. That's what I was trying to do. Don't select anything else. Thanks. Delete that. Alright. No.
Said or trying to resize the thing.
Oh, what the hell have I opened? I just pressed Control S for it.
Said now it just looks like a combination of a sword and a magical staff with a orb on it. Said shave. Said barber pole.
Barber pole. I was wondering what the fuck Discord said then.
Said Control S to shave your game, Sonny. Said now it just looks like a funny scepter.
Slide? Oh! What the fuck have I done? That doesn't look right. What the f—
Said our face offset.
At first I thought I'd just try and center this. This is just seemingly not working. Oh.
Said here you may have to move the orb a bit to the left.
Object 3D cursor.
Said it seems K. Devumpus. E, said thine orb.
Okay, this thing on Google doesn't know what it's fucking talking about because it's saying snap to grid to flipping snap object to 3D cursor, but there is no fucking cursor option. Okay then, gone reduced to atoms.
E, said where's the 3D cursor?
Oh, feck it, let's
E,
just try and
said
do this.
where's the giant Mansley?
I knew you were going to fucking say that. Camera, I'm trying to move you, camera. Ooh, it's so close. Why can't I make this relative to the bloody grid?
E, said I bet the 3D cursor is 1000 miles away somewhere in the editor space. E, said probably have to enable snapping.
Where doth thou do that then, I wonder? 2 point show. Oh. That would probably be that, wouldn't it?
E, said right now it's only visible but it's not locked to the grid.
That's interesting, so... Track target the grid. Hey! There we go! That took me way too fucking long to figure out. Now I just need to scale it down. Scale it down. Preferably complete. No. Then I just need to just delete all of these vertices.
E, said to be fair, a mace sword actually doesn't sound like a bad idea.
I mean, yeah, there is such a thing as Mordor, or...
E, said yeah.
It was possible to just select this entire bloody thing, but if I do the shortcut, it's going to select everything.
Said like a hatchet with basically a mace end. E, said or I guess a mace with a blade, whatever the stick part of the mace is called, the stem.
I would assume it's head. List.
E, said I would have though the head would be the end part of the mace.
Oh! I completely... Big part of the mace is called...
E, said maybe the neck is the long skinny part actually.
Neck is what connects the actual head to the handle. Then the pommel is the piece, is the weighted bit at the bottom.
E, said oh I thought the handle was the end bit you hold on to. E, said on the bottom.
Oh no, the neck and the handle are... Actually no, what it... Typically the neck and the handle are the same thing. But... You have the head, you have the neck, the handle, and then the pommel. Idiot key, messing it up. This is so inefficient, but I don't know how to do this any other way. Oh
E,
yeah, dude.
said yeah I don't think we've ever seen a short mace for good reason. E, said at that point it's just a one-sided dumbbell.
Okay, Discord can't pronounce dumbbell, it seems.
said Dumbledore.
Dumbledore. Everybody, please, panic! I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I've broken the pattern already? No. There we go, it's connected and it only took me about 20 minutes. Okay then, let's break up the vertices a little bit. Or not. Why do I have the Peter Pan theme in my head all of a sudden? I don't know. It's like honey on the... Come on, kid, or I'll be frank. Unless you do, you'll walk the plank. The choice is up to you. The choice is up to you.
He said I don't remember the music but I remember the opening credits visuals were good.
For Peter Pan?
He said yeah, I forget how the music goes though.
No, I don't want to get... want to... Oh. Oh. What have I done? Move? No, that did nothing. Here. That... Oh, What the... What the...
E said simplified a bunch of things. E said sheer is like.
There
The
we
best way I can
go.
describe it is, you know how italic letters look. It does that. E said for when you want something to be the same aspect ration, but like angled, without rotating it.
Scale those out. Also try and bloody optimize this shit up here. Jesus. Looks like a fucking tattoo line. Okay, so what did I do last time? No, not that.
E said oh that's the hilt. This entire time I thought you were making the sword upright, considering the crossguard.
No, that's the... I was wondering why you were going on about a bloody mace. Now I know. Oh.
E said I just thought the bottom was a really low poly handle you didn't finish yet.
Okay, there we go.
E said cause the horns on the crossguard look like blade catchers.
Actually, no. The reason the hilt looks like that at the moment was because I planned to base it off of the idea I had for Stormcaller. If you can remember that sword design I did fucking ages ago, which had that basically an axe head on the hilt.
E said I think you mentioned it 2 years ago but I don't recall seeing a design.
Yeah, it was ages ago. That pixel art sword design.
E said only amygdala, and that other sword.
I'm very certain it was that other sword. You just can't recall the name of it. Completely fine. Nope. That's not what I wanted. Oh, sod it. I just want to
E said yeah the one that looked like Minecraft pixel art made of diamonds and lapis lazuli. E said and redstone blocks.
I'll see if I've got the sword to file still.
E said the color scheme reminded me of Minecraft iron and diamond and redstone blocks.
Okay then, props. I'll make it here. Yeah, I did.
E said due to how much cyan and white there was.
Why is it so? Oh, that's why the file size is 7 kilobytes. Thanks to screen. That did.
E said 7 keycap.
Oh, that file's corrupted.
E said yeah just a few weeks ago we learned that OBS has a resolution limit of like 1 million.
No, it's just the fucking thing's corrupted, it seems. That's great.
E said odd. said what file type is it?
It's a PNG. It's actually no correction. It's an ASPRite file, and then the PNG file's also fucked. It seems. Let's see if this.
Said how weird.
Oh yeah, I was designing a bloody spear at some point, wasn't I?
Said this was a Stickman 100 tomfoolery, so I don't think you actually ever did see back when I did those low poly models for Minecraft. Said I only showed you some of them years later.
Oh, of course, all of these bloody old files seem to be fucked. That's really annoying.
Said fucked.
It appears we don't support this file format, you fucking lying prick.
Said what does, OBS? Or your viewer?
ASPRite. Actually, no, correction, my flipping picture shower. Yeah, that's the newer version of Sword of the Stranger. I can't get the old bloody version. Really annoying.
Said yep, that looks about how I remember. Said looks like a GIF.
Yeah, I don't know why I decided to design it like that. The old design was frankly better, except for the fact it was the wrong sword type. Anyway, enough bloody messing around, let's just continue.
Said I think maybe you have to open them in some sort of program that isn't Windows Gallery. Said like our sprite.
I was trying to open them in ASPRite first, and it just turns out it's bloody corrupted or something. Wouldn't be surprised considering the fact they've been on like 3 separate bloody hard drives which have all broken.
Said yeah, I guess that program just sucks and doesn't work with new version. Said you can open the PNG files with different view.
Oh, wait a minute, there's a
said or GIMP.
bevel, isn't there? Bevel, bevel, bevel. Bevel, 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 oh. Oh.
Said Jagger Drill Buster on the pommel, for piercing the heavens.
If only served that thing. Actually, I should probably actually have that on the bloody stream somewhere quickly, so viewers actually know what the fuck we're talking about. There it is. I designed that like 5 years ago. Sword. Anyway, as I was saying, the reason we actually got to that bloody thing, yeah, the hilt's basically just an edge. Not the hilt, the hilt? No, the hilt's the... I've forgotten every fucking part of a sword. Oh, I know what the blade is! What the why did Meta just open? And then close within a nanosecond. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was trying to find a bloody bevel command.
Said Mythic.
E. Scared the living shit out of me. Okay, no, I need to extrude and then bevel, perhaps. There we go. Also, my phone's just going off, giving me unknowns. I need to check what that's about. Excuse me, GF8, we are here to inform you that your house will explode in T-minus 2 seconds. Nope, it's just it's screaming about it being low on juice.
E. Said your anvil's extended warranty.
Anvil's extended warranty! You know what, I'm going to subdivide this quickly. Give me a chance to learn something else. Subdivide the handle again. We're going to try and give it grip. Instead of it just being flat.
E. Said smoothness. O. Grip. E. Said I'm a loafy freak, so I would usually just do something with the texture in the end.
Yeah, but this is just learning.
E. Said yeah, to add some ridges for fun.
Whoa, okay then.
E. Said scaling.
Well, that doesn't look right. Also, it would appear that I'm selecting the wrong bloody edges because... Okay, let's just undo this entire bloody nonsense.
E. Said you seem to have some sort of bottom ridge selected. E. Said -1.
I'd subdivide. Like these all again. Book them all off up here. Get rid of these.
E. Said I think you would want to split the faces instead so there's not a bunch of extra triangles in the middle.
Split.
E. Said rather than subdivide.
And now reconnect all of these together. There we go. What? Ah! Fuck off, meta! Just got jump scared by flipping Windows Defender. Fuck off! You piece of malware! Okay, now the question is, how do I duplicate this? Oh. I mean, that's kind of what I want. Although it doesn't seem...
He said, why did pressing the thing button do thing?
But I haven't even got meta on my hotbar, so there's zero reason for it to have done it, to have activated. It just turned itself on. Fucking piece of shit malware made by Mark Zuckerberg.
He said, fun fact, items not being on your hotbar doesn't mean they don't exist.
Yeah, but it shouldn't have just randomly activated itself.
He said, I have lots of things not on my hotbar.
Okay, that's not what I want. What in...
He said, what was the only game you streamed on VR again? Gone. He said, years ago.
Correction, I tried to stream Gorn, but then all the fucking footage turned out to have not been fucking uploaded! Oh no, I'm thinking of Gorn 2 when I was during bloody last year's summer when I was just playing nothing but that.
He said, yeah, I didn't know there was a 2.
I think in terms of amount of gameplay you get, number
He
2 is
said,
better.
I don't know they ever finished 1.
Funnier. Finished it fucking ages ago. But at least the state where they were willing to work on a new game.
He said, so they did the. He said, fuck everyone who gave us money the first time. He said thing.
Maybe. Who knows why. Okay, now the question still stands. How the fuck do I duplicate... bollocks to it. Can't be asked anymore. I'm going to go on to something else. I'm going to go on to making the blade look better. Think on subfilm. Oh, fuck me! I thought I got rid of those faces on the inside.
He said, big ring.
No, let's first grab all of those and just make the bloody sword a bit longer first. No, too short. Long. About there, I'd wager.
E said honestly I have like zero reason to, and I don't want to clutter up my hard drive, otherwise maybe I'd try doing more Blender stuff. E said that thing I was talking about a long time ago.
Oh, those are cute. If I can show these off quickly. That's alright with you? Why does the second one remind me of something?
E said sure fine.
I don't recall, I can't think of what it reminds me of, but that one just reminds me.
E said dunno. A mouser.
No. I've just realised how fucking big the first one is, by the way. A big frame revolver, quite literally. I don't know why OBS makes the image so fucking small, by the way. This flipping stream. That's what I'm fucking reminded of. I'm reminded of that dinky flipping pistol that the driller has in DRG. I can't remember what it's fucking called, but it's literally the exact same thing. That could be a reskin of the pistol. Okay, now that. Both A looks...
said that's just a LMG.
Yeah, that both A looks badass, but 2, I hate to say this, but it looks really ramshackle. It also looks like it's been ripped off of a vehicle.
E said here it's a design by Yorko.
Yorko? Is that one of your factions or an actual person?
E said also here's a old revolver.
Interesting.
E said.
Oh no, now that's a fucking SMG. That's a beauty.
E said.
You just grabbing all of these from a chat you had with Stick, or?
E said. E said here I have an old folder of them.
Ew. I'm certain I've seen this one before. Some form of media.
Said I still have the actual files for the models too, but I don't wanna open them.
Fair enough.
E said the last one.
Subdivide. Let's design the Fallout.
E said it's sort of inspired a bit by the G36 or XM8. That one's made by Digera.
Oh no, tell me it's connected. Oh, son of a...
E said. E said I did a minigun too, but I can't seem to find that one.
There's something wrong with that last one. I don't know what it is.
E said also one of my first laser rifle designs.
Cool. Should probably try and flipping model my laser rifle at some point. Shouldn't I? Well, at the very least, come with a better fucking design for it.
E replied to E, maybe because it's a shotgun with a high axis sight.
Or I was just viewing that as an SMG that I thought was just based off of the bike. What the fuck have I done here? Well, that's vaguely annoying.
said. E said, Yorko is the same company that makes what is basically just a Sylvian Sterling SMG.
Okay, how do I sort this then?
E said a lot of early self-loading rifles were made by them. E said and yet Rickon. E said. E said.
Do you remember the design for my old design for a laser rifle vid? And that's one of the only few files that still bloody works for my old stuff.
E
Shut
said,
the
yeah,
fuck
the
up,
one that
I
I
know
said you could bludgeon people with the muzzle device.
Yeah, that one. I'm not talking
E
to anyone.
said, and you challenged to make me.
I don't know why there's something really wrong with that wording. Is it just because I'm potty brained?
E said also this stupid ass is a perfect candidate for a naval art design later.
For a moment, I genuinely thought that was just the design for. Also, yeah, that's what that looks like. What I was referring to. Genuinely thought that was just the Bismarck or the Yamato. Why the fuck did my D&D UI appear for a second, which I still need to fucking work on? Okay, let's just get rid of all of these spaces.
E said Dunno. You have like 8 different stream apps running simultaneously, so who knows if it's VR or reactive or VTuber or.
No, but I've literally just got OBS running at the moment. Don't even have the PNG Uber thing on at the moment. Just don't use it for doing art stuff typically.
E said I had to scroll around to find it in the folder of art stuff.
Oh yes, the obviously superior idea.
He said.
Yeah, that's the one Vid designed version of my rifle. For fuck's sake, I've got my bloody hand stuck in a bloody mug.
He said, oh yeah, that's the original one I saved.
Oh yeah, I only showed off the old version.
He said
Use
it
the newer
doesn't have the
version.
unreadable text.
Yeah, that's the newer version. I think I prefer that one in terms of the barrel, quote unquote. However, I think in terms of the end and the handle, I think the new one's better. Yeah, I say that, but I don't think there's very much difference between the two at all. Actually, no, there is. Okay, I think this bloody design is a lost cause at this point because I've just fucked up so many times. I think we're gonna actually call it now. At the very least, we have something that could potentially be used in a
He
very.
said it looks like some sort of sword.
At the bare minimum, you could just about justify putting this into a game for like 2 minutes. What the fuck do you mean? Readfall is still installed on this computer. What? Oh no, it just randomly made a file and didn't delete itself. Be gone! You unfun abomination! That suckered me in for a bit just because it had a cool flipping.
He said I didn't see the streams after the third one. He said weight building system.
You could
He
modify
said well I
your,
never even saw that part.
yeah, you could modify your equipment, which, let's just face it, gives me a hard on that kind of shit. Customizability is just. Looks like that joke that never got heard by the Pal World
He
streams.
said also I saw this and laughed at my own joke, and speaking of games that key fell for due to one disparate premise.
Ah yes, the idea for the Raging Duke you came up with. Why is there just a singular piston for the front legs? Yeah, Vid was taking the piss out of a concept that I came up with before I even became aware of the bloody sand game. And was far more inspired by Last Oasis, a game which I wish I could stream.
He said it was suspicious timing, to be fair.
I'm not going to argue with you. Anyway, I'm going to stop streaming now before we start.
He said oh that game's even broken.
No, it's just I cannot in good conscience stream a game that nobody